Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Uncharted Vapor, and today I'm bringing you a review on a product that was sent to me for the purposes of review. Now, with that, I've had this product before, and I did the review on it, but it was basically the prototype to lead up to this particular mod. There have been some slight changes to it, and I'll go over those with you at the end on pros and cons. But with that, today we are talking about the new Lost Vape UB Lite. So with that, guys, let's take this, bring it down, open it up, and I'll show you what's inside, go over it, bring it back up, and give you my pros and cons and final thoughts. Alright guys, so here we are with the brand new Lost Vape UB Lite pod kit. Now, if you guys don't remember, in the past, I did a review on this pod, like I said, up on top, if I ever did, I can't remember, on the prototype, which you can see that it's called the Ultra Boost prototype, and it's this guy right here. Okay, so they look very similar, but this one's called the Ultra Boost S, and this is the Lite. So this is their final product right here on the side. It shows you adjustable airflow, built-in battery, 1000 mAh, lockable button, UB Lite coil, and draw and button activations. On the other side, Lost Vape Quest, the monitor demarcation, and inside the package, what you're going to get, alright, this particular color, as you can see right here, is midnight black. So with that, what we're going to do is open it up. Alright, so very similar to the original one that I tested out aesthetically. So your airflow is right here, located on the back, by just selecting it right here. Restricted direct lung to mouth the lung, and that airflow is controlled underneath your coil right down here on the very bottom down there. So right at the bottom of that, where you see the connection pin, there's airflow up underneath around there, and that's where this airflow is controlled at. So you put your coil that's going to go in it. It's going to go in right here, and right there is where your juice and liquid are going to be. Your fill port on this is on the back side right here. So all you have to do is turn it sideways, fill it up, turn it back, put it back in, and put it back in. Very easy. Magnetic, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turns on. Fire. Tells me no cartridge. 1, 2, 3. Now it won't fire the button. It will now only go draw activation. Let's see if we can. You're not going to be able to see it, but under this I've locked it out, so now only on draw activation. I'll show it up on top. And they changed the marking from the Ultra S. Let's get that to focus. Right, it's hard to see on the black one, I know, but right there is UB Lite with the Lost Vape logo. And then right there on the pod itself has the Lost Vape logo right there. So very well done. So the other contents in your package are going to be as follows. A USB Type-C cable, kind of short, but it's cable. Let's keep pulling down. A lanyard. The lanyard, the pod holder, and 2 coils. So the 2 coils that come with it are going to be a 0.4 ohm coil and a 0.14, or no, 1 ohm. I think that's 1 ohm. 1.4 or 0.1 for KA1. That's Kanthal. And this is also a Kanthal coil. So 2 Kanthal coils. This is definitely a 1.4 ohm coil. That is going to be your mouth to lung build, and how you know, as you can see inside there, the wicking hole on the inside of that coil is very small. The one on the 0.4 has a lot more room to wick, so you're going to be very good. This is designed more for the salt nicks. The other one is designed more for freebase, which is going to be this one right here, because the wicking ports are larger. So you could run a 60-40 with no problem. Maybe a 70-30, but you're pushing there. But I would say 60-40 or a 50-50 would be a good for this coil here. Your lanyard, if you want to put it on, it'll hold it on there. And then you can attach your Lost Vape lanyard. Just wish they would have put their name on this lanyard. It looks so generic right now. But hey, it's okay. It's a free lanyard. Thank you. So we'll put that back in the box. Put that back in the box. And what coil am I going to go with? I am going to go with the 1.4 coil. Why? Because I'm going to run a high milligram hybrid salt nick and use it instead. So even on the outside, it lists on here Type-C charger, lanyard, and 2 UB Lite coils. So with that, the juice that I will be running will be Chronic Burnout Hybrid. Now what that is, this right here, is a 50-50 blend of freebase and salt nick in 25 mg. So if you look right there, 25 mg, 50-50 liquid, okay? So pop the coil. And I want to make sure it's a 1.4. Yep, I was right, 1.4. So we'll go ahead and juice this up. It's soaking in rather quick, which is a really good sign. That means it's wicking very well. Having no issues with it wicking. Whenever you see juice comes in there, it means it's doing everything that it needs to be doing right. This is just priming the coil. UB Lite by Lost Vape. Okay, so with that, guys, we'll take this and bring it back up on top. So I'll see you guys on top. Alright guys, here we are back up on top. So here we are with the UB Lite by Lost Vape. Now, in my previous video, which I'll link right up here, of the Boost S, it looks identical in terms of how they look. So the changes that were made on this. Okay, so I'll go over this. Well, basically it's just the writing in the front. The coils have gotten way better compared to the last set, and it's really nice. And this particular one right now, where did I put it? Here it is. I'm running the Chronic Hybrid 25 mg 50-50, which is a mix of freebase and salt nicotine inside, and it's just amazing. I have it set right now. This is right now a restricted direct lung. Alright, so you can bring it down to mouth the lung if you want. Which gets really tight at mouth the lung. I would consider it more a loose mouth the lung than a pure mouth the lung, but it's still there. It's still really tight draw. Now, changes it on the mod. Okay, so from the Boost S to this one here, the airflow adjustment, which is on the back side of the mod, has changed slightly. If you push it all the way over to restricted direct lung, you're not able to do draw activated unless you pull really, really hard. On the Boost S, I was able to do that. You would have to use the fire button in order to go for the restricted direct lung. Now, if you cut it off to about halfway to, to 80 to 90% of it, no problem. Now what that does is it leads it to where you need to have airflow coming into it to activate that sensor inside to do it. And you can turn it off. 1, 2, 3. We'll turn it off, so now it won't fire by button. It'll only be draw activated. So now I'm in between mouth to lung and restricted direct lung, so I'm in that really loose mouth to lung zone. But if I push it all the way to restricted direct lung, nothing comes up. I have to have the button. So 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3. And it fires again. So 1000 mAh built-in battery, UB Lite coils, different ohm coils that there will be eventually available for it. I'm currently using the 1.4 ohm coil inside, and it is a USB Type-C fast charge with battery ventilation for the battery built in on the bottom. And the only con I have for this, from the boost test to this, from the prototype I guess you would call it, to this one here, is the fact that you have to cut it down in order for the sensor to work. That would be my only con on the device. But the pro on this is that you can cut off the button with just 3 clicks and it will work still. So as you see, I'm about 80% closed off and I'm getting it to activate. But if I open it all the way, it won't activate. So you have to close it down in order for it to activate. So that's my only con to the device. That's about it. But 1, 2, 3. If you're on that restricted direct lung, you know, and you really need to, just use the button. But that safety feature though of the 3-button click is a very big pro to me, because that means if you take this and put 1, 2, 3 and it shuts off the button, you can put it in your pocket and you don't have to worry about it auto firing on you. Alright, or just hit it 5 times and shut it all the way off. But what is nice about it is the fact how light it is. They have only two, it says UB Lite with the Lost Vape logo, and even the pod has the Lost Vape logo. That is not even over branding. There is no other information. It says on the bottom, designed by Lost Vape Ltd. on the bottom, and that's it. And that's in small writing right above the USB Type-C, so you're not going to see it. And it says UB Lite on the main body itself. And then you have the Lost Vape logo in the front, which is just a really nice touch to it to me. I think it looks good. It feels good because it's super duper light for a 1000 mAh battery. And there's just nothing you can do to really get past how this thing feels. The flavor that comes off of it, it is superb. I am not going to lie to you. I get every bit of the flavor that I want out of it, and I can, when I cut it down too, it just intensifies more. So with that, guys, that is the UB Lite. And until next time, I'll catch you guys on my next review.